We're going to look at power settings now and see some of the options we have there in the control panel. So let's open the control panel, and the power settings are under hardware and sound. So let's click hardware and sound, and here you see power options. When I click power options, I come to this screen that has power plans: balanced, power saver, and high performance. High performance may be hidden if this button over here is clicked. Now you can't see it, but if I click over here I can drop that back down. Balanced, of course, is what it sounds like, kind of a balance between saving power and performance. The power saver, and I can make a quick change here by clicking to that, and that will save as much power as possible, but some of the performance on the machine might go down. For example, it might go to sleep faster. Depends on what settings I have set up over here. And of course, high performance is exactly the opposite. It's going to use a ton of power, but give you very good performance. Now, under each of these, I can change my plan settings, and I just have some simple settings here. Turn off the display. Now, I'm on a desktop, and I have it set to never turn off the display, but I can have it turn off in 1 minute, up to 5 hours, or never. Well, that's not very many options. By the way, if you're on a laptop, you'll have some additional things here, and Windows knows that you're on a laptop, and it will have settings for the battery, or when you're on battery, and settings for when it's plugged in. But I can change. Before I do this, I want to go back here and show you something. These are not the only plans I can have. If I click Create a Power Plan over here, I can name my own custom plan. I'll call it Rogers Plan. And I can base it on one of these. Let's base it on balanced, and then I can change it so that it is whatever I want it to be, and create that plan. Now I have a Rogers plan as well. So let's take this Rogers plan here and change power or plan settings. Now these are settings only for Rogers plan. I'm going to click Advanced Power Settings, and these are all for the Rogers plan profile. When do I want the hard disks to turn off after the system's been idle for a certain period of time? Internet Explorer Java settings, so Java timer frequencies for JavaScript. How do I want this system to deal with JavaScript? Desktop background settings, slideshow. I can take the slideshow and pause it or make it available. Wireless adapter, so when do I want my Wi-Fi card to turn off? Sleep settings, do I want the computer to hibernate, do I want it to sleep, and when do I want it to do those things? And by the way, all these settings are going to be different on different machines depending on the capabilities of the hardware on the machine. Laptops are going to have a lot more settings. They're going to have settings for when it's plugged in and settings for when it's on battery. USB ports, do I want those to turn off and when? PCI slots, these are expansion slots on my motherboard. Processor power, when do I want processor power to go off and on? And if I'm on a laptop and I'm using a battery, I can set, well, when do I want it to shut certain things down, or when do I want it to just turn the system off, or when do I want it to go to sleep, and so on. Same thing with the display. How long before I want the display to turn itself off if I'm not attending to it. And then some multimedia settings down here. Suppose I have a video playing. When do I want that video, or do I want to change the quality, the optimization of my power when that video is running? And again, for a laptop, you would have options for if it's plugged in or if it's running on battery. So we have a lot of different things that we can do here. One thing I can't do on this system that I could do on a laptop is choose what happens when I close the lid. Do I want it to do nothing? Do I want it to go to sleep? Do I want it to go to hibernate? I don't believe I have that option here because this is a desktop. So Windows senses that, and it doesn't install some options that are not available on the desktop in that case. Now, speaking of power, we also have power options over here in our settings. Power and sleep settings. So we'll go to that, which is under the System section in the Settings app, And then down here you see I have power and sleep. Well, here again I've got that same setting that I had, and then if I want advanced, that's over here, way over on the right, advanced power settings, and that brings up the control panel in the same place that we were earlier. By the way, here are a couple of options I didn't mention. Choose what the power buttons do. So some computers have a sleep button on them, and some have both a sleep and a power button on, and you can choose what you want the system to do when you press those various buttons.